it's your lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on Ashanti. I'll be speaking on her personality traits, her characteristic traits based off of her natal chart. I'll also be speaking on how a lot of her placements have led to a lot of the success she's garnered. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please also make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. And last but not least, please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone in general who would really love and appreciate this content. Now let's get right into the video, lovelies. Ashanti was born on October 13th, 1980, so this qualifies her to be a Libra. So by her having a sun in Libra, she tends to be someone who is very much friendly, very much out there. She's someone who loves to have a lot of peace in her life, a lot of social interaction. She loves to act on certain things. She's someone who takes around actions and principles of fairness, justice, and equality. She's also someone who tends to want to make people happy, very much a lover, not a fighter. She wants to make sure everything is balanced and there's peace everywhere. She's someone who's very graceful, very magnetic. She's someone who's known for being very social and very charming. So this is something that really does describe her as to who she is personally. Next up is her moon in Sagittarius, and with this placement she tends to be someone who's very open and out there. She's someone who is very much going to give a lot of fun. She's very adventurous because that's what comes with Sagittarius placements. She's someone who loves to do things that are fun. She's very optimistic in regards to life. She looks at life in an optimistic lens. She's someone who loves to do things that are fun, and she's someone who can be yellow at times, but because of this placement, she's someone who's very energetic. Makes sense because it is a fire sign, so a lot of energy comes with that. She does have a good sense of humor. She's a very funny person and she can really take a joke. She's someone who's very honest with how she feels. She's very freedom loving. She's someone who's very carefree, and she's very open-minded. She's a go-getter, and she's someone who's extremely friendly. So this describes her well. Next up is her Mercury in Scorpio, and with this placement she tends to be very smart. She's someone who looks at things in an investigative lens. So she's someone who has a lot of logic in regards to how she looks at things. She's a born investigator, so she knows what's going on. She's someone who's focusing on learning and acquiring knowledge more than anything else. She's someone who is very calculated in regards to how she looks at certain situations. She's someone who's very fascinated with secrets and mysteries and unanswered questions of any kind. She is someone who becomes upset and angry at times, but her emotional reactions are justified because it shows that she's able to express her emotions in a positive way. She's someone who has a sense of humor and can tend to be sarcastic and ironic. Next up is her Venus in Virgo, and with this placement she tends to look for stability in a relationship. She's someone who's very much giving in a relationship. Sometimes she can be self-sacrificial, and at times this can be very not so good for her. She's someone who's very neat and clean and tidy. That comes with Virgo placements. She's very practical in the way she thinks. She's very knowledgeable. She's very smart. She's very down to earth, which makes sense because it's an earth sign. And she's someone who's very helpful. She loves to help others, and I really do see this in her a lot in regards to her relationships. Like, she's someone who is quite serious when she's in a relationship. and she will do whatever she has to do to make sure that her partner is happy. So at times this can make her lose her individuality, so that's something that she will need to work on and know that she's who she is before she gets in a relationship. Up next is her Mars in Sagittarius, and because of this, she tends to be someone who is very much goal-oriented in regards to doing things. So she loves to do things that are very different, very inspiring. She's someone who's an inspiring force to be reckoned with because she does things that other people probably have not done. She's someone who's also frank, very honest. So she's going to tell you how she feels up front. She's someone who's very much has an energy that's very much all over the place, but it's in a good way because she's able to explore life. She has a visionary drive, so she looks at the future and not the now. She's very adventurous. She's someone who is motivated by a high moral standard and ideals. She will work hard to improve the lot of the world at large, but she demands action about it, and that's something that comes with this placement. Next up is her Jupiter in Virgo, and with this placement, she tends to be someone who is a lucky person in regards to working. So working is something that she really looks at as a way for her to have stability. She's also someone who's able to be helpful to others. She's very honest, she's very orderly, and she's very detail-oriented. She's also someone who has a great or strong work ethic. So working is something that she really loves to do, and she does have a stern moral code. She tries her best to be very much right, very much correct. She tries her best to do what's right in society, and she just has a lot of morals in regards to what she clings to, and she's very much a person who loves to think about her health and prosperous avenues. So nutrition and anything like that is something that she loves to talk about and she loves to deal with as well. Next up is her Saturn in Libra, and this is actually a great placement. She's able to have a lot of lessons being taught, but since this is exalted in Saturn, it won't be too hard because she will make sure she bends over backwards to ensure the right decisions are being made. So she's very wise in regards to that. She's someone who is going to maybe have the obstacle of relationship difficulties that tend to occur a lot. And this is very important because Libras, they do tend to be the sign of partnership, of relationships. So that's something that they may have a lot of problems with dealing with. And you do hear the story about her and Irv Gotti and how that went very not good. And that shows one example of that. So she's someone who has a lot of great judgment and social intuition. So that's something that will balance it out so she won't be able to get into those bad relationships. Next up is her Uranus in Scorpio. And with this placement, she tends to be someone who's very smart, very intelligent. She's going to look into things from a different point of view, a different lens that other people may not look into it. She's someone who is going to be a rebel in a way, so she likes to rebel against the society's norm. She's always going against the grain and coming up with new and insightful ideas. She's someone who her and her peer group demand comfort life in the deepest and most meaningful levels. She's very much someone who does not like superficial things. She wants things that are real, especially when it comes to relationships. She seeks to explore new methods of healing as well as different ways to deal with deep-seated emotional problems. And healing is something that comes with this placement. They really want to heal themselves. Next up is her Neptune in Sagittarius. And with this placement, they tend to always want to gain new knowledge. So they want to be able to learn new things, establish new things that they can learn. They're also the types of people that love to travel, love to go around the world and learn new things. They're also the types of people that are very much exciting. They love things that are exciting. They love variety. They don't like to be in one thing all the time. They love to learn new things. They love to do new things. They love very much uplifting experiences and learning new things as well. That's something that they really love and appreciate. And they just don't always want to do the same thing all the time. And gaining new experiences around the world and in general is something that will make them happy and something that will give them a fulfillment on the inside because they know that they're just learning a lot of new things and doing a lot of new things. Up next is her Pluto in Libra. So she's been able to gain this placement because she was born between the years of 1972 and 1984. So she's a part of Generation Y. They tend to really love harmony. They tend to really love symmetry, so equality, agreement, pleasantness. They love to find a common ground, and they really do believe they can find it, honestly, because they know that anything is possible. If you're able to look at both sides, you can make things happen. Cooperation is something that they strive. That's the goal of their generation. So sometimes they'll talk about global politics, transform relationships, but sometimes they cannot be able to make these accomplishments because sometimes peace does not last, and indecisiveness can really make people very unhappy. And sometimes some people don't want to compromise. So that's one struggle that generation will have to deal with. Next up is her North Node in Leo. So in order for her to accomplish all her hidden talents and accomplishments, she will need to develop these traits. So first things first would be individuality, willingness to take center stage, following one's heart's desires, strengthening one's willpower, enthusiasm, self-confidence, taking risk, relating to the childlike qualities in others, enjoying life, having fun, looking at life as a game, being brave, connecting to her heart, not ignoring it and choosing to depend solely on the mind, identify with the child within, explore her creativity, not be afraid of love, inspire and lead others to the acts of courage. So this makes sense why she was able to gain a lot of fame, because this is actually one of a fame placement. So this is what she'll need to accomplish to retain that. Up next is her Chiron in Taurus. So with this placement, she may have the wound of neglect, and it could be any type of neglect, whether it was emotional neglect, physical neglect, financial neglect. That's something that they have the wound of, and that's something that they need in life. So security is something that they need because they never want to be neglected again. They want to make sure that they feel comfortable, so they're always going to be secure, whether it's with money or buying things that make them feel secure. That's something that they will need to do. One thing they need to realize is that material things do not bring that security. However, they should not deprive themselves of things that they want, and they should make sure that they're able to balance out their life, make sure they're able to go to therapy and see the root cause of the issues, and they'll be able to heal the wound in the future or later on. Next up is her ascendant/rising in Capricorn. And this is actually a great placement to have because it gives a lot of work ethic vibes. They tend to be the type of people who are very serious in nature. And they're the types of people who are very timid and shy or sensitive as a child. They're very responsible and practical. They may tend toward questioning themselves. They're always focused on their goals. They love spending time managing their assets, managing anything in their life. They may have had to overcome difficulties in life. They can be self-destructive when they're insecure, but usually they're not. So when they are not, they're able to accomplish so much in life. They need a partner to protect them emotionally. They're very self-aware, and they're also the type of people who are very successful in life, and they're able to accomplish any dream that they want to accomplish. And last but not least is her midheaven in Scorpio. And with this placement, she tends to be someone who loves to get into an occupation that is very much mysterious. So they tend to be charming, the public image, relentlessly ambitious, intuitive, intelligent, impassioned. They're international mystery. That's some of the vibes that people get with someone with a Scorpio midheaven. And they're also the types of people who love to look at things from a very much side of a darker view in life. They're the types of people who are great under leadership positions, like they prefer to be the head of things. And I feel as though she's been able to accomplish this, especially when she's in the music industry, and she's been able to accomplish so much in life. So this really does describe her a lot in her career. That's all I have for you lovelies today in regards to Ashanti's natal chart. Please let me know down below, did you learn more about her? Did you get a better understanding as to who she is as a person? Please also let me know down below who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Please also make sure you share this video with everyone you know. And please make sure you hit that like button as well. And if you have not yet followed me on all of my social media accounts, please make sure you're doing so, from my Pinterest down to my TikTok. And please make sure you're also supporting my PayPal and as well as my Etsy store. Everything will be linked down below. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.